Hello, everybody. Welcome to RC Custom Creations. Chris here. Trapped again in a hotel room. Figured to do a couple quick and dirty videos, but don't let your mind wander too far with that one. I'm just talking about a couple RC goodies that I got in the snail mail there. Hopefully you like what you see. For my next video, I plan on doing a teardown video of this Xtra speed 1/10 scale V8 engine, 2-speed transmission with a married transfer case. Pretty good bang for your buck. It's actually quite neat. The more I think about it, the more I look into it. For what you get, it's a pretty damn good deal. One of the biggest cons that I have in regards to this is you're limited to your motor selection. If you plan on using this housing, as you can see, this is a 540 modified motor, and it pretty well takes up every square millimeter of that housing, which means you can't really use a 550 style can unless you take the front plate off, which isn't a big deal. It's just a matter of removing 5 screws. But you know, if you buy this, you kind of want to use it. As well as the next pro or next con would have to be that this housing is only mounted on with 2 screws, as you can see right there. And in my opinion, I feel like these tabs would break fairly easy due to vibrations. As far as that goes, there's quite a bit of quite a bit of pros, and they would have to be if you remove this housing, it allows you to go to a long style can. You can use a 550 motor. You can get into the brushless systems, and your options, you know, definitely expand from there. Nice thing about this is you don't necessarily have to use this housing. You can resort to an RC 4-wheel drive scaled V8 and give yourself more scaled realism. The mounting holes are the same, which is nice. You'd have to remove all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bolts, and then that allows you to bolt up a RC 4-wheel drive scaled V8 motor, and then you can dress it up however you want. You can add your accessory package, your water pump and your belts and whatnot, and make it that much more realistic. At first I was a little bit skeptical of what I was reading in regards to other people saying you can do this, but I'll show you after I remove these 4 bolts what it is that makes it possible to do that. You'll see on the front of this housing here is a bearing that supports the shaft, and that's what I thought was going to shut you down. But in fact, the RC 4-wheel drive scaled V8 motor has this recess for this bearing machined into it. So it's definitely doable, which is awesome. This transmission, it is equipped with hardened gears all throughout, and I believe the gear set actually is out of a SCX 10.2. So with that being said, if you blow up this gear set for whatever reason, you know, spare parts should be fairly readily available. And the reason why I say that is when I purchased this transmission, I planned on using it for a RC with a 400 millimeter wheelbase, which is a custom build. There's no chassis out there that that would work with a 400 millimeter wheelbase. So in doing that, I planned on removing this transfer case and modifying the output shaft by cutting it shorter, and then just putting a drive shaft right off the back of the housing into a divorce transfer case, which is very doable. All you have to do is remove these 3 bolts, pull the housing off, like the top housing off. Well, hell, I might as well show you. It only takes a few seconds to do it. So you pull out these screws. And pull off the housing. And just for convenience sake, I remove the gear set. And keeping in mind I don't have a pair of needle nose pliers, so I'll have to make these Allen wrenches work. Whoops, just tweezers. And then, you also have one more screw to remove on this bottom plate. But once you remove all that, you're good to go. Pull that off, and now you got a divorce transfer case. You won't be able to use the transfer case that comes with this. If you plan on doing this, you'll have to get an additional transfer case. I'll use this one as an example, this KYX. And then you can put a drive shaft from point A to point B, and then you can customize it to your rig for your wheelbase. What I do recommend is, if you're going to do that, put some flats on the output shaft at the very minimum, or cut it down, and then bore out your center hole so that you can drive your pinned grub screw, one of these guys, into the hole to give it the rigidity. Now, as far as the 2-speed transmission goes, the shifting options on it definitely could use some work. The shifting linkage on it, it would require a full throw of your servo to get it out of high and low gear, and I feel like this spring is not going to last very long. So if you have a way of going with a more rigid setup, I strongly recommend that. And with that being said, you'd have to adjust your endpoints on your radio, which is no big deal. But yeah, this transmission and the scaled V8 transfer case, for what you get a pretty good deal. You get hardened gears, you get ball bearings throughout. Definitely go through it, take it apart. Nothing's been Loctite, so you'll want to add Loctite. Change the grease to a marine grade grease, as well as you'll see in this pocket right here, this pocket here, as well as several other pockets. They kind of drilled through, so you'll want to clean that up. This way you don't get any flakes in your gears and wreck your drivetrain prematurely. But other than that, for what you get a pretty good bang for your buck. So if you have any questions, please hit me up. I'm on YouTube on a daily basis. I'd gladly answer any questions if you have. And yeah, if you like what you see, please like my video, share it wherever you see fit, and subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you for your time. Bye for now.